Imagine a single night that shatters everything you thought you knew about love, family, and trust. A night that leaves an 18-year-old girl standing in the rain, disowned, pregnant, and betrayed, yet burning with a fire to reclaim her life. That's where Ashley Miller's story begins, a tale so raw and relentless it hooks you like a video you can't stop watching. In the heart of a stormy evening, the Miller household in Lahore was a battlefield of emotions. Ashley stood trembling in the living room, her cheek burning from her father's slap, his voice a thunderclap of rage. "Who's the father of that child?" Mr. Miller bellowed, his eyes blazing with disgust. "You brought shame on us, Ashley!" Tears streamed down her face as she choked out, "I don't know, Dad." The truth was a secret too heavy to confess, a stranger's touch in a desperate moment, born from betrayal and a spiked drink. This wasn't just about a mistake. It was about a family torn apart by lies, a stepsister's venom, and a father who chose anger over his daughter. Ashley's journey, from heartbreak to defiance, is a leap into the chaos of loyalty and loss, one that will keep you glued to every word. The Miller home, once a sanctuary of laughter, now reeked of judgment. Mr. Miller, a man who'd once braided Ashley's hair and called her his princess, loomed over her, his face a mask of fury. "You don't know? Is this what I raised you for? To bed strangers and disgrace us?" His words sliced through her, each one a reminder of her unraveling world. Ashley's knees buckled as she sobbed. "I'm sorry, Dad, please, I'm so sorry." But her pleas were drowned by his venom. Sorry for what? Getting pregnant at 18 or cursing this house with a bastard child? The accusation left her speechless, her heart splintering under the weight of his rejection. Then came the final blow. "I, Isaac Miller, disown you. Leave this house and never show your face again." Ashley clutched her chest, icy despair flooding her veins. "Dad, I have nowhere to go. I'm your daughter, for God's sake," she cried, but he turned away, his back a wall of finality. From the shadows, Isabella, her stepsister, stepped forward, her voice dripping with false pity. "Daddy, forgive her. She made a mistake sleeping with a stranger, but you can find it in your heart, right?" Ashley's stomach churned. Isabella, the puppet master of her downfall, now played the saint. Mr. Miller's gaze softened at Isabella, and he sighed. "Why can't you be like her, Ashley? She's better in every way." The comparison was a spark to Ashley's fury. She'd spent her life bending to her father's will, swallowing her dreams to please him, even when his demands stole her childhood. And now he praised the daughter of his mistress? "How dare you?" Ashley's voice trembled with rage and tears. "I've lived to make you proud, Dad. I've obeyed every order, carried every burden, even when they broke me. And you compare me to her? The child of the woman who tore our family apart?" The room froze, her words a forbidden truth. Mrs. Green, Isabella's mother, surged forward, her face twisted with rage. "You ungrateful brat," she hissed, her hand cracking across Ashley's face. The sting was nothing compared to the betrayal. Ashley's eyes blazed as she faced her stepmother. "You're the reason my mother died. You turned this house into a tomb of grief. You and your daughter stole my home, my family, everything." Mrs. Green's crocodile tears came next, a performance that fanned Mr. Miller's anger. "You insolent child! Is this how you act behind my back?" he roared, lunging at Ashley, his hands closing around her throat. Her vision darkened as she clawed at his grip, gasping for air. Isabella, feigning panic, rushed to intervene. "Dad, stop! You'll kill her!" But his words were ice. "Let her die." Ashley's voice rasped through her constricted throat. "My mother's spirit will haunt you all." The mention of her mother made Mr. Miller falter, and he released her. Ashley collapsed, coughing, her heart shattered. Get out, he bellowed, as if she were a stranger, not the daughter he'd raised with his late wife's love. Ashley stumbled to her room, tears blurring her vision as she packed her bags. The door swung open, and Isabella's mocking voice slithered in. "Poor Ashley, finally out of my house." But Ashley wasn't broken. She grabbed Isabella's wrist as she raised it to strike. "Don't you dare," Ashley growled. "You and your mother can have this house, but you'll always live off my mother's inheritance. That's your shame." Isabella's smirk wavered, but she twisted the knife deeper. "James and I are getting engaged, Ash." The name, James, Ashley's boyfriend of 5 years, hit like a betrayal reborn. 2 months ago, on her 18th birthday, everything had unraveled. Isabella had thrown a party at the Plaza Hotel, promising a fresh start for their strained sisterhood. Ashley, wary but hopeful, had attended, slipping into the stunning dress Isabella gifted her. The night sparkled with possibility. James was there, her father's rare warmth, even Mrs. Green's forced smile. But the party was a trap. Ashley's drink was spiked, her vision blurring as she danced with James. Feeling unsteady, she questioned him, but he brushed it off, offering to take her to a room to rest. Trusting him, she followed, unaware of Isabella's watchful eyes and devilish grin. James left her in the room, and moments later, Ashley overheard him with Isabella, their passionate kiss a prelude to her ruin. "Are the guys ready?" James asked. "Cameras are set," Isabella replied. "The boys will handle her." Ashley's heart stopped. They'd planned to drug and record her, to destroy her. Reeling from betrayal, Ashley stumbled out of the room, desperate for air. At the hotel entrance, she nearly fell, but a stranger caught her. "Are you okay?" His voice was steady, his face a blur in her drugged haze. He instructed a server to bring her milk with salt and cold water, easing her dizziness. "You're too young for this place," he said, and Ashley, half laughing through her fog, replied, "You smell nice, Mr. Handsome." That stranger was David Westwood, a billionaire CEO entangled in his own crisis. At the same hotel, his cousin Steve had drugged his water, plotting to kill him and seize their family's company, DWC. David's body burned with an unnatural urge, his throat tightening, his control fraying. Steve's men shoved him into a dim hotel room, where Ashley lay, wrapped in a duvet, sobbing. Mistaking her for part of Steve's scheme, David demanded, "Who are you?" Her fear mirrored his pain, but recognition dawned. She was the girl from the entrance. Ashley, seeing his distress, approached. "Mr. Handsome, are you okay?" David, fighting the drug's grip, warned her to stay back. Steve burst in, clapping mockingly. 14 minutes left, cousin. Without sex, you'll die." Ashley, hidden in the bathroom, overheard the cruel plan, her heart pounding. When Steve left, she made a choice. "Would you have sex with me?" she asked, her voice shaking but resolute. David, horrified, refused, but the drug was relentless. Ashley, driven by her own pain, James and Isabella's betrayal, the drug in her system, insisted. "You saved me. Let me save you." In the dim room, their desperation collided. David, gentle despite his torment, took her carefully, their connection raw and fleeting. 3 times they came together, easing his pain and numbing hers. Afterward, he cleaned her with a towel, guilt heavy, as he saw the blood on the sheets. Her virginity, given to save him. Ashley slept, and David held her, whispering, "Good night." By morning, she was gone, leaving a note and a memory card with Steve's confession, recorded when she thought David was one of Isabella's men. Ashley returned home, her father's worry turning to rage when she hinted at James's betrayal. Isabella, caught off guard, paled as Ashley smirked, revealing just enough to unsettle her. "James and Isabella are in love, Dad," Ashley said, watching Isabella squirm. Mrs. Green's glee at the news only fueled Ashley's resolve. "This house, this wealth, it's all for my mother," Ashley declared, her voice steady. Mr. Miller's hand rose to strike her again, but her words stopped him. "Go ahead, slap me. It's all you're good for, pleasing your mistress and her child." The truth stung, and he roared, "Get out!" As the doorbell rang, Isabella rushed to open it, desperate to keep James from Ashley. But Ashley saw him, her ex, with his sister Cassandra, her former best friend. "None of your business if I'm leaving," Ashley snapped at James, walking past without a glance. Outside, rain poured, and she knelt by the gate, sobbing, pregnant and alone. A luxurious car idled nearby, David watching, his heart heavy with guilt and determination. 2 months later, Ashley's life was a shadow of what it had been. She'd moved to a small apartment, scraping by with odd jobs, her pregnancy a constant reminder of that night. She avoided her father's calls, her heart too raw to forgive. Isabella's engagement to James was the talk of the town, but Ashley refused to let it break her. She enrolled in night classes, determined to build a future for her child. Meanwhile, David, haunted by Ashley's note, had become her silent guardian. He'd found her through her name and age, watching from afar in his car, masked to avoid recognition. His friend Xander, exasperated, urged him to approach her. "She asked you not to look for her," David said, torn. "But I can't let her go." At DWC, David had crushed Steve's plot, using the recording to expose him. Steve and his parents were disgraced, the company secure in David's hands. Yet his thoughts were with Ashley, the girl who'd saved him at her own cost. One evening, as Ashley walked home from class, rain began to fall again. She paused under a street lamp, her hand on her barely visible bump, whispering, "We'll be okay." David, parked nearby, watched, his resolve hardening. He stepped out, umbrella in hand, and approached. "Ashley Miller?" he called softly. She turned, startled, her eyes narrowing. "Who are you?" David removed his mask, his face now clear in the lamplight. "I'm David. From the hotel. I've been looking for you." Ashley's breath caught, memories of that night flooding back. "You, Mr. Handsome?" she whispered, tears mixing with rain. David nodded, his voice gentle. "I'm sorry for everything. But I'm here now, and I want to help you, your child, our child." Ashley's heart raced, torn between fear and hope. This wasn't the end of her story. It was the beginning of a new leap, one she'd take on her own terms.